You're rocking with the voice of Town View. We put our spin on trending topics and school news. Thought-provoking, insightful, we speak the truth. We do it for all ages, not just for the youth. Listen close, you might learn something. Or laugh so hard, you split your side or something. Live stream a podcast. Whenever you tune in, it's sure to be a blast. Let's be honest, you don't wanna miss that. Content so real, you gonna wanna run it back. We keep you entertained while making an impact. Want foreign announcements? Well, this is not that. Sports, pop, culture, political. Whatever you like, we got you covered, bro. It's a movement more than just a show. It's KSB Radio.
Welcome back, guys. This is KSBM Radio, the voice of Town View. I'm JoJo, and I'm here with
Doc.
And we're back again for another special sports segment.
I gotta say, that theme song is really nice. Although I feel like we need one of our own, you know?
Our special for us.
Like our own theme song. Like,
I mean, we need to get a name for the show first.
You're right.
We still don't have a name for it, but we'll get there eventually.
We'll figure it out. We'll have one by the end of the week, I think.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the first show since spring break, so how was your spring break?
My spring break was fun. I did some college visiting. I went to Tennessee State, Fisk University. I went to Philander Smith College in Arkansas and to University of Arkansas, Little Rock.
Where are you leaning towards the most?
None of those. Actually, I'm not supposed to say that on here.
They're all potential options.
Yeah, they're all no, they're not.
Options.
I'm sorry. All right, I just can't tell my parents yet. I'm trying to keep it a secret, you know, because I gotta keep everybody on the edge of their seat, you know.
Okay.
It's the suspense that creates for a good college student.
Did you do anything else, or like was it just to the colleges?
I went to a Mavs game Monday when they played the Grizzlies. Jaden Hardy had 28 points. When I found out that Kyrie and Luka weren't playing, I was like, they're gonna start Jaden Hardy and he's gonna have at least 30 points. I was
2 points off.
Yeah, 2 points off, but I mean it was close enough. John Morant didn't play
for obvious reasons.
Yeah, but I mean it was still a fun game. How was your spring break?
It was pretty good. My aunt had came over from Mexico, and we were just like showing her the city and stuff. Mm-hmm. We went to the Skyline at first. Not the Skyline, the Reunion Tower.
Oh,
yeah. You know, like the ball at the top.
Yeah.
You can go out and it's like a little around thing. I don't know how to describe it, but basically you can see like the whole city. It was. Really
I didn't
nice.
know that. That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope.
There used to be a restaurant up there, but then they had closed it since COVID, and they're gonna open it back up, but it's not gonna spin anymore.
Oh man,
sucks.
That sucks. But I mean, I know it's a good thing. I know it's a fun thing to look at, though.
Yeah, it was really windy up there, though. At least it wasn't like cold wind because it was on one of the nicer days. So
yeah, cold wind. When it's cold wind, when it's cold outside, it's bad. It's not a good mix. I don't like that.
Dry air. It's just it's horrible. But it was pretty good. What else did we do? I think that was like the biggest thing we did. We went to the downtown and with the little bulls.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I got up on the cowboy and I took a picture of that. I nearly fell off, but it was worth it.
Yeah, I watched a lot of Phineas and Ferb over my spring break. Like I don't know, it's something about Phineas and Ferb that is like so fun. I like watching the show. It's so funny. The music has been stuck in my head. So
the songs.
Yes. So I just keep singing it over and over again.
But I think that's enough for the little small talk. I think we need to get into our main topic.
Yes, sir.
Which is the NBA or the NFL offseason, sorry.
Yes, sir.
There's been a lot of big moves. The Cowboys have been doing a lot.
Cowboys have been doing a lot, and I'm very proud because when we first started, we were talking about what they were going to do for their future. And so we're kind of starting to see what they're willing to do in order to move to Super Bowl contention.
So their first move was what? It wasn't. They didn't get rid of Zeke immediately. Mm-hmm. What did they do first?
The first move that I recall was trading for Stephon Gilmore, the 2023 fifth round pick.
Do you like that trade?
I do.
I think that's a steal, to be honest.
Honestly, it's a 5th round pick, and
Yeah.
how many rounds are in the NFL draft?
I have no idea. It's a lot, though.
Yeah.
It's like 12?
Yeah, 12,
Something like that.
12 rounds, and
That's-
you're giving up a 5th. Yeah,
In the NBA, that's like a second, third round pick. Is
it's
it
like
3 rounds?
Nah, it's only 2 in the NBA, but
That's like a late second round pick.
late second round, like almost the last pick,
Yeah.
which that's really good. Or it was a really good deal for the Cowboys because they didn't have to give up much. So,
And we finally get the secondary help that we desperately needed for Diggs and all of our defense as a whole. And then after that, who did we sign? Was it, did we get rid of Zeke right after? I think it was a few days after.
yeah, it was a few days. It was a few days after they got Gilmore that they released
Sadly,
Zeke.
we released Zeke.
Obviously, the Cowboy fans are in deep sorrow.
I don't know. I've kind of seen a lot of mixed reactions about that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like a lot of people are like, finally, bro, my family are Zeke haters for no reason.
Wow.
They're like,
Most
especially
people.
my dad. He's like, well, it was in Spanish, but he was like, he doesn't do anything for us anymore either way, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, which is kind of true, but I mean, it's Zeke. He was my favorite player for a while.
Yeah, I feel like Zeke was a fan favorite for a long time. Especially like when he first came in, he was definitely like one of those guys that people looked at. Him and Odell, both of them were like guys that people wanted to model themselves after whenever they played football, like for fun or competitive.
They're just like fun players to watch because it's always the explosive guys like Mike Tyson that are fan favorites or in whatever they do. And Zeke was one of those players, especially when he came into the league. That's when he was like, it's sad to say, but that's when he like peaked almost. Like his rookie season was probably his best season.
For sure, yeah. One of the other big deals that happened over this offseason or at the beginning of the offseason was Jimmy Garoppolo leaving the 49ers to go to the Raiders. How do you feel about that?
Oof, I don't know because Jimmy G, he like whenever he played, because he was very injury prone on the Niners, and
Yeah.
whenever he did play for them, I think last season they had a above a 500 record. They were there, and it was by a lot. I think they were like 8-3, or that might have been last season, but they were like very much positive, and they were winning a lot more games than they were losing with him. And so it's not like he's a scrub, but I don't know how well he's gonna fit into their system.
I don't know. I think they'll do pretty good actually. I mean, he knows his pieces. He went there for a reason, obviously. So there's something about their system that he likes, maybe something that he's comfortable with. I think that regardless of the sense that he is injury prone, he knows that when he does play, he'll produce. And so I guess that's what the Raiders liked in him, and that's what he liked with the Raiders, and so they came to a deal. I think it was a good move, in my opinion. I mean, they just lost Derek Carr, right?
Derek Carr and their star tight end Derek Waller.
And so
Darren Waller. Sorry, I said Derek.
And so in losing Derek Carr, they're kind of in need of like a quarterback who's gonna push them over the top.
Because who would have been their starter? Just some backup, right? Yeah, that would not have been a good look for
And
them.
so Jimmy coming into their organization,
Jimmy G.
he's going to push them over the top. He's going to keep the offense steady. I think it was a good move. I mean, it'll help him. It'll help. How old is he? He's not that old.
I mean, he's like in the middle of his career, I'd say. He's been in the league for a while, but it's not like he's super old.
Right. So I mean, for the foreseeable future, he'll be beneficial for their team, in my opinion.
I don't know. For me, it's kind of the opposite because, I mean, your star wide receiver that you traded a buttload for, Devontae Adams, does not want to be there anymore. So I don't even know if they're going to be able to keep him until for next season because he was not happy with the franchise as a whole, which is understandable because you came there to win, and then they did horrible last season. Like they had a bunch of close games that should not have been close games at all, and they ended up losing a few. They ended up winning a few, And yeah, he did have a few mess ups, but those weren't completely his fault because for the whole games he was putting the team on his back, and at the very last moment he had a little mess up. But I mean, I guess that's when you need your star players to show up. But you wouldn't be in that position if it wasn't for him. So I don't know. I guess that would help the Raiders to get a more veteran player like Jimmy G. But I mean, it's not like Derek Carr was a young, fresh talent that was unseasoned.
Right.
He knew what he was doing, and if he was gone, he was gone. So there's only so much you can do for the Raiders.
Yeah. More buzz into the offseason. Aaron Rodgers has announced that he intends to play for the New York Jets this upcoming season. Jets or no Jets?
I think that's a really good trade if they make it. Or I don't know if is he signing there or is he trading?
Getting traded.
It depends what they give up for, because they have they have a system that works for them, and on paper it doesn't really look like it'd be like, oh my God, they're pretty good, but it works. I don't know what they're doing, but it works. Their really big concern was quarterback, because I think we spoke on it a few shows ago. Zach Wilson is not doing too good, and he was in jeopardy of losing his job and whatever. Teammates didn't like him, and I think having a star like Aaron Rodgers come in and be able to organize your team a little bit more, have more of that leadership role and more veteran. What's the word? Experience? Yeah. A more veteran experience. You know what I'm trying to say. Come into the team and just mold everything into what it needs to be to become a real contender is like what they really need. And especially since I don't know how many years he has left in the tank, but if you can, if Aaron Rodgers takes Zach Wilson under his wing, and that'll really be a big help for their franchise in the future, not just in the moment. Do you like the trade or no?
I say I like the trade, but think about it this way. With Aaron Rodgers' longevity, he's like, what, 41, 42-ish
Around
thing?
there. He's getting up there in his age.
Yeah, so he's getting up there in his age. Tom Brady just played his last season. If this is his last year, or if this is potentially his last year, why you spent your entire career with the Packers? Why leave now? I mean, I understand that you want to win, and I understand that the organization hasn't given you what you want in order to be successful, in order to win. But if this is going to be your last year, why not just round it out with the team that you've been sticking through thick and thin with the entire time? I mean, it doesn't make sense to me, but at the same time, I understand that because he's an older guy now, he wants to win, and he wants to win now. And if the Packers aren't doing that for him, somebody else will. But see me, I just think that he should stay. Like, when you look at other people's situations, like when you jump to the NBA for a second, with Tim Duncan, the Spurs in his last days, the Spurs were not going to the finals. Like, they had to get through the Warriors, they had to get through the Rockets, they had to get through whoever to get to the conference finals, the NBA finals. But in his later days, they won some championships, but they were not a powerhouse team. They weren't one of the teams who you could just absolutely, or they're not one of those teams who just absolutely ran through everybody else. And so Aaron Rodgers, his situation, he's not on a team that's going to run through anybody. Like, they're not just going to they're not going to get on the field and just absolutely dog you for however long a football game is. Like,
It's like 3 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
30 minutes. No, an hour, but it's really 3 hours.
Yeah, it's 3 hours considering stoppage of play and whatever. But, I mean, I'm not completely sold on it. I think it might be best for him to stick it out with the Packers and see what they can do for him, what they can do for themselves, in order to push themselves to the stature that he wants the team to be at.
I don't know. I kind of don't agree with that because they did get Devontae Adams before he went to the Raiders, but that's really it. Like Randall Cobb, yeah, sure, he's a good role player, like a good playmaker occasionally, but he's not like another superstar level guy. And really, with what he had, he propelled them to the Super Bowl a few times. That's more than all you could ask for from him. And I think it's really more about he wants to win now that he's still playing at a high level, because I don't think he's going to have the longevity Brady had or like a LeBron, where he's still playing at a high level at an early age. At a late age, sorry. And I think he's going to have a big drop-off. Like, he's going to be playing, like, this year he was an MVP candidate. Then, like, in a few years, he's going to drop down to being, like,
just kind of average.
Yeah, if not, like, below average, which is crazy to say for Aaron Rodgers, but
I agree.
Who else was on the move? Oh, we were rumored to sign D-Hop, but we signed.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen
Brandon
anymore.
Cooks. We signed Brandon Cooks as our wide receiver. What do you think about that?
A move for DeAndre Hopkins doesn't seem impossible. Honestly, for a team that is trying to make themselves a powerhouse, you don't even have to be a powerhouse. You really just like need some good stars or like good caliber players to put you in the position where you can contend for a Super Bowl. In my opinion, if you get D-Hop and then you have Brandon Cooks too, their rotation, or they're not rotational, but they can be rotated. You can switch them out for the other in the case that one gets hurt, in the case that one just needs a break or whatever. I just think that signing both or getting both would be beneficial for the team.
I don't know. I would have much rather picked up DeAndre Hopkins over Brandon Cooks. That's just me. But Brandon Cooks, he's all right, I guess.
I gotta say, for what they gave up for Brandon Cooks,
it was a pretty good deal.
It didn't seem like a bad deal.
It was a good pickup for what we got him. But if we would have picked up a good receiver, I much rather would have picked up DeAndre Hopkins, because he's like that. He's that guy. He can really open up the floor for everybody. If they can't just stick their best receiver on CD anymore, they got to pick up DeAndre Hopkins too, and that just opens so many more doors for the team as a whole. Because if your wide receivers are firing, your running back's going to be going crazy. Your tight ends, everybody's just going to be playing at a higher level, and he's especially one of those guys that can really elevate the rest of the team, which was shown with the Texans, I'd say, because they didn't really have that good of a squad when they had what's his face? What was the quarterback that got suspended? I'm blanking.
Man, I know what you're talking about. Deshaun Watson?
Yes, Deshaun Watson. Yes. When he was on their team, they were doing really good in the playoffs that one season, and then they just kind of fell off because the rest of their team was bad, and then he got traded to the Cardinals, whatever. Yeah. But I really wanted to see him on the Cowboys, and it was a big disappointment that we didn't get him. It's still possible, but I heard that they were asking for a lot for a trade for him, and I'm just not sure we have the cap space or the facilities to do that.
Yeah, we'll see how it wraps up. And this will wrap up our main topic. I'm Doc.
And I'm JoJo.
And we'll see y'all in the next sports segment.
Yo, what's up, KZN family? Currently enjoying the show? But don't leave us just yet. We'll be right back after this short break. This is KSBN Radio Sports and Entertainment section coming up, where we bring you the latest sports and the most entertainment going on around the world. So sit back and enjoy.
Welcome back, guys. We're going to be moving on to our next topic, which is the SBM and login. which is a bit of a sore subject for us here as we are in business. And
All right.
well, tell
Look.
people what happened.
I know there are a lot of questions. Doc, what happened? Doc, you said y'all were gonna stop Cole. Doc, you said y'all were gonna win the game. What happened? I'll tell you what happened. So
Y'all
basically,
hit shots is what happened. I'm just saying.
that's honestly very true. We cannot hit shots. I will admit I cannot hit shots. Like I shot 1 for 4 from the 3-point line, but aside from the 3-point line, I still had a good game. I did make the 1-3, or no, I 2 for 5 from the 3-point line. Which
You
is
made 2 threes?
yeah, which is a good 40%. So I'll take that. I had a 3 to open up the game. What else did I do? I had a
mid-range?
floater. Yeah.
Mid range.
I had a layup and another 3. That's 6 points. Yeah. Okay. So basically, I had 6 points, right? Obviously, as we said in the other show, we played to 15. We lost 8 to 15. In my opinion, we played a good game. We tried our hardest. Okay. I mean, when you're playing against a 4-star recruit, sniper, another 6 foot tall dude, I mean, who has got some muscle on him. I mean, what else can you do? I mean,
Nah, it wasn't even that. Lily was cooking y'all. She was like, I'd say,
yeah,
after
I gotta say,
she was the MVP.
Yeah, I gotta say, Lily was
She was
MVP of that
cooking
game.
y'all.
She had 7 points. She had 3 threes
She
and a
probably had
layup.
like 5 assists too. She was doing everything. She was breaking things. I don't even know.
She had 1.
So what really happened on y'all side that just wasn't clicking?
In my opinion, I feel like it goes between shots and defense. I mean, in my opinion, we played some really. I mean, we took good shots. They just didn't fall.
Yeah.
You know, am I allowed to say I am? Cleed, you know. I mean, he was the only other person who scored. It was me and Khalid. I had 6, Khalid had 2. So he hit the 1-3. But I mean, we all took good shots. They just didn't fall. Defense, I wouldn't say we collapsed because in the back half of the game, our defense went up a notch. In my opinion,
Yeah,
because in the beginning of the game, we were kind of messing around. I'm not gonna lie. Our defense was falling apart. We had to switch. Initially, we were gonna open up the game playing man defense, and then we had to switch to zone defense. Why? I don't know, but I mean, we felt that it was gonna work. Right after we switched from man to zone, I got the block to open up the game.
That one was nasty.
Yeah, that was a bad
It
block.
got a nice ooh from the crowd.
Yeah,
It
it made me feel good. And then I started running the floor. I was after I got that block, I was so into the game. But yeah, that zone defense, it was working. We should have kept going with it. I don't know why we didn't.
I don't know. I was there at the game, and at the beginning, it looked like y'all were. I don't know. Y'all were getting ran through. Like,
Honestly, we were. I mean, like before we took the first time out, the score was 8-2.
yeah, like y'all. They started off so strong. They scored like 4 points in like 2 seconds. It felt like if they got off to an
Yeah.
early lead and then y'all hit that timeout. And then,
See,
It was
so what had happened was, to start the first, I want to say the first shot of the game was Cole. He made a layup. No,
Was it? No.
or maybe Lily hit a 3. One of the two. I don't really remember.
it was all a blur.
It really was. It
I
was
don't-
it was just so in the moment.
And then eventually y'all got down to, I think it was either like I think it was 14 or 15. No, y'all went to 15, right?
Yeah, we played.
Then y'all
15.
were like 12 or 13 to like 4 or 5 maybe.
Yeah,
and then
we
y'all
got the-
cranked up the defense. I seen you. They were. I think it was game point, and it was a fast break, and then I forgot who had the ball. But I just see you running. You were running down.
I was chasing him down because I like initially they said that the 3 that Lily got on the fast break, or they put 2 points on the scoreboard, but it was only 1 because her foot was in front of the line. But we got a turnover. And I heard the MC say 1 point to win. Oh. And I seen Wilson down the court. I was like, oh no, he's not finna get this. So I started chasing him. Luckily, he lost the ball off his own leg, and we went the other way with it. I don't think we scored though, but that's not the point.
It looked like
we
he was
got to
coming
stop
for his soul.
Man, I just wasn't gonna let it go down that easy.
You
I wasn't gonna
going
let
down
them
like that.
Nah,
You wasn't
not in that fashion. I couldn't let that happen. So Lily led Team Law with 7 points. Cole had 3 points. I told y'all Cole was not gonna dominate that game.
No.
I told y'all Cole was not gonna dominate that game.
Nah.
I told y'all Cole was not going to
I'm
dominate
not
that
gonna
game.
let you go down like that. No, he wasn't even trying for real. Like the shots he put up, he was just like,
See,
he was just throwing them up there. He wasn't.
But-
Even, you could tell he wasn't even trying.
but he was sizing up like my teammate Ezra. Like he was like really dribbling. Like he was really trying to go at him. I guess he didn't really like dial into that mode. Like he wants to end the game right here until it got to being game point.
He did have that back scratch done.
Yeah,
though. That
the
one
back
was
scratcher.
nasty.
The back scratcher. When I looked at the video, it was kind of like.
Oh, there's a video of it?
Yeah, there's a video up. If you want to watch it, just search up SBM versus Law basketball game.
On YouTube?
Yeah, on YouTube, yes. And so we missed a shot. And like right after, I don't think, like in the moment, I definitely didn't notice. But I realized as I was watching the video that as soon as the ball came down, somebody got the rebound and they passed the ball right to Cole. He went charging down the court. I didn't realize how fast he was going. So he got right past me and he took off. He gathered his feet, put that ball behind his head and slammed it. I was like, oh my God. But I mean, I was like, okay, they got to turn it up now.
Okay.
And so, but I mean, he only had 3 points. So
Yeah. I mean,
and everybody was so worked up. Oh, Cole is finna dunk on everybody. Oh, Cole is finna be the MVP. Oh, Cole this, Cole that. Cole is a dog, okay? But Cole had 3 points. All right.
I don't know. I feel like those 3 points don't tell the full story.
It does.
He was setting up everybody. It's because he drew so much attention. It opened up for everybody else.
Okay. See, listen to this though. Lily had 7, right? Cole had 3. Number 12, Emmanuel and Wilson, they had 2 points each, and then Mackey had the game-winning shot. Okay. So, in my opinion, we did. I must say, because I was so locked in on playing against Cole, I kind of forgot about Lily playing the game. Like I know Lily can shoot.
Because doesn't she play basketball for?
Yeah, she plays. Yeah, she plays at Skyline. But like I was like,
Y'all got so worked up about Cole, y'all forgot about Lily.
nah. See, they got worked up about Cole.
Y'all got worked up.
I was like, I got it. Them, they kind of like. I mean, they sagged off. Like just one time too many. But I mean, I must say, we played a hard-fought game. After our game, hold on, gotta backtrack. That last play of the game, I was so mad because Mackey, I don't know who was guarding him. I think it was Khalid. Khalid was guarding him, right?
Why y'all got Khalid guarding Mackey? Come on.
Because he was the biggest. Well, I think, yeah, Khalid. He was. Well, I had to guard Cole. Or no, I was guarding Lily. I'm tripping. I was guarding Lily, and so Lily dumped the ball in to Mackey. Mackey, he threw the ball up at the rim. He missed the entire thing. The ball dropped down to nowhere. He got the ball back, He threw it up. It hit the rim 4 times before going in the rim. I was so distraught. I was like, you cannot be serious.
Why didn't
right
you
now.
run over there and snatch the rebound?
Why did I not do that? That's a really good question. One, because there was somebody on my team who was standing like right there, like kind of like wide open. All they had to do was like kind of grab the ball, you know, and
But
just
they didn't.
hold it. But they didn't do that. And like the ball just kind of fell like right through their hands. And then Cole, So
All right, I think that's enough about
wait, because we gotta touch the whole thing. All right.
All right.
And then
All right.
okay, so the teachers played after we did. They lost 10-8.
Not gonna lie, the teachers' game was kind of boring. There was so many.
It took so
misses,
long. It
and
took
was-
like 20, 30 minutes.
Bro, they probably scored 1 point for every 20 shots they put up. That's how slow.
That sounds almost about accurate. It looked like a Mr. Jennings masterclass, if you will.
Bro, why did Law have all like the athletic teachers? You know,
I don't know.
It was all the young
zero
guys
idea.
against like Mr. Bell and what's that one dude with the hats?
Mr. Bell, we had Mr. Pouncey, Mr. Stewart.
I think that was Mr. Stewart. Those were like the only people. Oh no!
Oh, and Mr. Sharp,
No. What was the one lady with the glasses?
Miss Osifo. She's
Not gonna
alright.
lie, she was putting up most of y'all's points.
She did. She had. I don't even know how many points she had.
She had a
but
good
was-
amount of layups.
She was
cooking.
yeah.
And then y'all did the students and teachers game, right?
Yeah, we did a mix of students and teachers on both teams. We lost that one too. We lost by 3 points that game. It was better than losing by 7. I'll take that loss. I take that loss with pride. But at the same time, and I just want to address everybody out there who is talking trash, talking smack, saying that we suck. We do not suck. You suck.
Y'all 0-2, so
I don't care if we're 0-2. We
I gotta
played.
stand for something.
We played. Hey, we got on the court. We laced up our shoes and
got smoked.
We played our hearts. I played my heart out. I know that.
I gotta respect it.
So you gotta respect you gotta respect it. You gotta
Respect the craft.
You gotta respect it, man. You gotta respect the work, respect the heart, respect the hustle. You know what I'm saying?
But anyways, all right, you got that off your chest.
I got.
All right,
I just needed some closure. I needed to get that. I need to clear the air.
All right, so moving on, we got March Madness.
March Madness has been going crazy.
I feel like there have been so many upsets.
Yeah,
That's
ton.
all I've been hearing about.
Obviously, the most notable upset, number 1 Purdue lost to Fairleigh Dickinson in the round of 64.
Kansas
by
also lost
5. Kansas lost to Arkansas
That one I was not expecting.
by 1 point. It was like such a close game all the way through. I had an AAU game that day, and I was watching that. I was watching the game after my game, and then it was before, and I kept up with it on ESPN, and I saw the final play. Whew, that was a breathtaker. It was a really great game though.
Was that the one that had the buzzer beater that didn't count, or it was like one that was down to the wire?
I think it was a block or like a missed floater or something.
No, I'm pretty sure it was. They were like tied, and it was a buzzer beater, and either it didn't count or he missed it just by like a little bit.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, he missed
that
it.
one. That one even hurt me. I didn't even
Yeah.
care about them like that.
But
that one
I
hurt
mean,
me.
That was a really good game. In my opinion, I got Arkansas winning the whole thing. I've said this before. I said this. When did I say that? I said this back in May last year. I said that Arkansas was going to win the national championship this year, and I still stand by that.
I don't know. I got Penn State.
Penn State, they're not even in it anymore.
Yes, they did.
Wait, oh yes,
They
they
beat
are.
Texas.
They're playing
They-
Texas. They're playing Texas.
No, they beat A&M.
Yeah, but they're about to play like UT.
Oh, right. I don't know. I love my Longhorns, but I don't know. I don't know what it is about Penn State, but I got them.
I don't know. The Texas Longhorns are a strong team for sure. They're a really strong team.
You want to move on to the next topic, which is UFC.
Yeah, UFC.
Well, recently, what's his face? John Jones made his return to as a heavyweight after some scandalous things. But you know, sometimes you gotta separate the craft from the person, and you just gotta admit John Jones is the greatest UFC fighter of all time. I gotta admit it. A lot of people want to make the case for Khabib, but
Yeah,
I
gotta
got
say,
John Jones.
Khabib's my guy.
You got Khabib,
Yeah.
bro. If you put John Jones against Khabib, who's
Well,
winning?
see, that's not fair because they're not in the same weight class, are they?
No,
Exactly.
But still,
So like it's kind of like an
pound
unfair
for
match.
pound, you got Khabib.
Yeah,
Pound for pound.
in my opinion, that's how I see it.
I don't know. I don't see a world where John Jones loses to anybody. That he has the one loss, but if you really watch the fight, that's not a loss. It was one of the biggest robberies in UFC history, and now, oh my God, what's his face? Francis Ngannou just recently left the UFC, and if he would have stayed just for one more year, if he would have re-signed the contract for one more year, we would have got Francis Ngannou against John Jones. Imagine that.
Well, I think there's still time. I mean, time is of the essence, as the people say, and I think there will only be a matter of time before he does re-sign a contract and become a part of the UFC again. I think it'll be possible eventually.
But I mean, it got to be sooner rather than later because they're both. I don't know about John Jones being in his prime anymore, but he's still in great athletic condition and he can still compete with the best of them.
I for sure agree.
But I feel like the biggest factor that's gonna dictate whether that fight happens or not is Dana White because it wasn't about the money for Francis Ngannou. It was about I can't remember exactly what he wanted, but I think he wanted like more fighter protection, better fighter health care, and just stuff outside of the ring for fighters. And he didn't. Dana White didn't want to give it to him. I don't know why, but so Francis Ngannou, being a man of his morals, he didn't re-sign, and it's up in there. I think he might have gone to boxing or something. Or it's rumored that he might fight in a boxing fight. So, would you want to see him return back to MMA or go back or start a boxing career?
I mean, I think it'd be interesting to see him start boxing. I mean, I think it's always interesting for a person to explore themselves in a new area, and his transition from the UFC to boxing would be, or I think is one that's going to be interesting. I like to see how it turns out. I like to see the matchups that he'll end up in. I think it'll be really interesting. I just really want to see what he's gonna do. You know?
Yeah, I can't wait to see what the future holds. But you know what? I've always thought of Francis Ngannou as like the Deontay Wilder of the MMA because they're both knockout punchers, and they're both like bigger guys, so I've always kind of seen them as like they're, would you say equals? No, they're counterparts. Yeah, there you go, in their respective sports. But could you imagine a Deontay Wilder against Francis Ngannou fight? That would go crazy.
That'd be very interesting to see. I'd pay to see that for sure.
Good money to see that.
Yeah, it sounds like a really interesting topic, or like a really interesting fight.
No, but if I could ask for one fight, I'd ask for Ngannou against John Jones. Like that's
Who'd you think would win?
I did just say I don't see a world where anybody beats John Jones. But if there was one guy to do it, it'd be Francis Ngannou.
Okay.
But I still have John Jones because I think his masterclass wrestling just outweighs anything that Ngannou could do. But
that's an interesting take, and one that we'll possibly expand upon next time. Once again, you're watching KSBM Radio, the voice of Townview, the special sports segment with Doc and JoJo. Make sure to follow us on Facebook at KSBM Radio, Twitter at KSBM_TVT, Instagram and TikTok at ksbmradio.tvt, and you can listen to us on Spotify and Anchor. Once again, I'm Doc.
And I'm JoJo.
And we're out of here. We'll see y'all next time.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to KSBM Radio, the voice of Townview.
My radio station.
We hope you enjoyed the great content and great discussion, all from a student's perspective. Make sure to follow us on Twitter for the latest updates at KSBM_TVT or on Facebook at KSBM Radio.
Add them on Facebook.
Check them on Facebook.
Take care.